It's fair to say that European competitions have been great for English football this season, resulting in all English finals in both competitions. It doesn't have to end there though, with the England national team set to play the Netherlands in the semi-final of the Nations League tomorrow. I'm Samuel Slaney and this is your Match Pack preview containing everything you need to know ahead of the Nations League game tomorrow, England versus the Netherlands. So we were placed in League A Group 4. Now League A is the top league you can be in the Nations League. Our group consisted of Spain and Croatia. So we lost the first game against Spain 2-1. We drew the second against Croatia 0-0. We won the third against Spain 3-2. And we won the fourth and final game of the group, England versus Croatia, 2-1. So therefore we topped the group on 7 points. Now the teams who finished top out of the 4 groups of League A contest the final spot, with each of the 4 teams placing in the semi-final matchup, with the winners of the semi-final earning their place in the final of the competition. The teams who place top in their groups outside of League A get promoted. Now, originally, the Nations League has been brought in to almost eradicate friendly games. It makes for greater competition, it gives rivalries amongst international football. To be honest, I'm all for it. But at first I wasn't. I think it was difficult to comprehend. Something totally new, totally different that was out there. But yeah, I'm all for it. So how do you guys feel about that? Comment down below. So, in the matchup, how will England line up? Obviously, in the World Cup, Southgate experimented with 3 at the back. Now, you could argue that was our downfall, stale tactics, with the opposition knowing exactly what we're going to do, what formation we're using. So, interestingly, throughout this Nations League, we've mainly been going for 4-3-3, especially in that last Nations League game against Croatia. So, of course, with Tottenham playing Liverpool in the final, we saw Kane return. He was originally meant to be out for the rest of the season with that ankle injury that he sustained during the game against Man City. However, the fact that he played 90 minutes, I think he'll be in the lineup for tomorrow's game. It's almost a must. You know, Kane is the target man, Sterling on the right, Rashford on the left. That's what we've been playing throughout this Nations League, and it's clearly worked. Of course, players like Rashford haven't had the greatest of seasons. I mean, Sterling has been on fire. Kane, that injury has kind of ruined his season, but, he's still delivered when he needed to. So as I was saying about the 4-3-3 formation in the Nations League, he went with the same formation against Spain, but rotated the midfielders. Now, interestingly, what kind of is almost fixed is the positions of the striker, the left wing, the right wing, the fullbacks and the goalkeeper. They always seem to stay the same. So with that, Kane is a target man, Rashford on the left wing, Sterling on the right wing, Chilwell left back, right back Walker, and then Pickford obviously in goal. The positions that seem to be in rotation seems to be the engine room, the midfielders, and the centre backs. So for me, it's almost certain that Southgate is going to go with this 4-3-3 formation. We've kind of evolved the tactics now from the World Cup and ventured from that 3 at the back to the 4-3-3, almost like a total football style like the Netherlands are notorious for using. The way that I think the lineup will go, so I've said Kane is a target man, Rashford on the left wing, Sterling on the right wing. Now, in the engine room, interestingly, I've gone for Ali, Henderson and Barkley. Henderson obviously coming off of that Champions League triumph. I think he'll be full of confidence and up for a game like this. So then, for the back line, I've gone for left back Chilwell, left centre back Harry Maguire, right centre back John Stones, right back Walker. Now, this is just a team that I think Southgate is going to play, not necessarily what I would agree with. I think it's a solid centre back pairing of Harry Maguire and John Stones. Young lads up for it, willing to do anything really, especially Slabhead. You know how he is. So of course there was doubts about Kane, meant to miss the rest of the season. Like I said earlier, if he's played the full 90 minutes against Liverpool in the Champions League final, which he did, he has to play, surely. Kane has obviously got a record of coming back from injury way sooner than expected, and again he's followed through now. Whether Southgate thinks he's ready to play the full game remains to be seen. Now, as I was thinking about the lineup, it just shows how much squad depth we've got. There's a lot of different alterations you can make and still have a very strong England team. I'm talking simple things like Alexander-Arnold for Walker, Joe Gomez for John Stones, Jack Butland for Jordan Pickford, Danny Rose for Ben Chilwell. We're looking at Harry Winks for Barkley, Eric Dyer for Henderson. The list goes on. You've also got Lingard for Ali. It might be a bit debatable right now with the current form. Sancho for Rashford, and then push Sterling on the left. and still have Kane as that target man. There's a lot of different possibilities. You could even bring Wilson in there if you really wanted to. So what about the Netherlands? Now, obviously, they're known for their 4-3-3 formation, allowing them to play total football. We saw it notoriously in the 70s with Ajax and the Netherlands national team. You know, it's had a massive influence on the modern game. It's kind of revolutionised our league, the Premier League, and many more. Now, interestingly, this Nations League, they've been in and out of 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1. They used 4-3-3 in their first game against Germany and won 3-0. It's evident that that works for them. They revolutionised it. So in the games that they've used 4-2-3-1, they've actually lost to France and drew to Germany. So the stats would suggest that the strongest lineup for them is 4-3-3, you know, allowing them to play their native total football. So this is how I think Holland will line up. So the squad that Holland have got is kind of very different to what we're used to, I think. You know, we haven't got the Van Persies, the Dirk Kuyts, the big attacking threat. They've got some young lads in there, similar to our England team. And, you know, let's just get straight into that centre-back partnership, De Ligt and Van Dijk. That it could even happen in club football. Apparently Liverpool have joined the race to sign De Ligt, which obviously them being the European champions, De Ligt might be favourable to go. And that just scares me, especially as a United fan. So this is how I think Holland are going to line up. We got Sillerson in goal. Now, clearly their best option. There's not too many other options you could pick. Centre-back partnership, Van Dijk and De Ligt. That's obvious. We've got Dumfries at right back. At left back, Blind. Now, Van Aanholt could also play there, but I think Blind, especially with the season he's had for Ajax, he's done very well, he's been very solid. That's what I think the manager will go with. So obviously we've got Wijnaldum, who I think will play left centre mid. You've got De Jong and you've got De Roon. And then you've got Ryan Babel left wing, Memphis Depay as striker, and Bergwijn at right wing. I'm not sure if they'll go for some kind of false nine approach, maybe with Memphis given a bit of a free roam role. Again, that wouldn't shock me. A little bit like how Liverpool have been setting up. But again, Holland are known for their possession football, so they may just go with a native 4-3-3. But as for the chances that we have here, like, I think it would be massive for any national team to pick this trophy up, you know, to be the first winners in the history of the competition. That's big. I think it would be especially good for England, especially coming off of that World Cup, which, you know, it was a good performance, but there's always that we could have gone further, we could, woulda, shoulda, coulda type of mentality. And it's a shame. We probably should have contested. We should have got to the final at least. But again, you know, that could be down to the stale tactics like I mentioned earlier. The three at the back, it did work, but I often wonder what would have happened if we would have switched between different formations, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, maybe even 5 at the back sometimes. We've got the pace on the left wing and the right wing. So yeah, that's your match pack preview of England versus the Netherlands. Be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed, and yeah, leave a comment for any constructive criticism. But yeah, is it going to come home in a different way? We'll find out tomorrow.